back to Mist.
Welcome back to Mist. Well, Tali,
Yeah.
what happened last time?
Varry got bee AIDS.
True.
What will happen today?
Why you gotta do me like this, huh? Why you gotta do me like this, your old brother? It's true though. I do have B-AIDS.
So we're starting on a new day. I'd like to start with Varry. In the middle of the night. Before we truly get to the new day. You are pulled back into this space where you frequently talk with Skwidge. Back on your rock.
Mm-hmm.
And things feel normal. There's a hard question mark on the end of that, as this space that normally feels so vast, open, feels enclosed. Skwidge is just sitting there, as he always does.
Well, Varry is just gonna be like, yeah, I feel great. Aw, fuck.
He looks over at you. Gestures to the table.
Hey, man.
Hello, Varry.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Varry just kind of like, just gonna go over, just like slide down the side of the rock, kind of grab the chair, just kind of like, just pointedly just sits in it, very, very exasperated. Like,
Are you not pleased to see me?
what?
Something seems to be troubling you.
I mean, I guess you could say that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to put two and two together right now. I feel like I got owned, Skwidge. I feel like I kind of got owned hard back there, and well, because I'm here right now, and the last thing I remember was being in the middle of a fight that maybe I wasn't as impervious to that whole bee fever as I might have thought I was.
You are incredible as always. But no, you don't seem to be immune to it.
Yep. All right. I feel like a right fuck up now. All right. What do you want to just like? Can you like send me back or something? Like, how long am I gonna be here?
Oh, not long. The normal amount of time.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
We just must let your
Yeah.
body rest. I don't want whatever got into you
Getting
damage you
to
even
you.
further. Oh no.
Did it try to get to you? Like,
I mean, I can feel it. But we are separate entities, Varry.
man, what's going on out there? What's going on out there, Skwidge?
I do not feel it is my place to tell you.
Why not, man? Come on, you could tell me. Is it like really bad, Skwidge? Is that why you're not telling me?
No, it's not
Oh.
bad.
Oh, okay. It's not bad.
Perhaps a bit sad.
Oh, well, what else is new? All right,
You know that you have friends.
who'd I kill?
Nobody is dead, Varry.
Phew. All right.
It just seems there is a departure happening.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Can't blame him. You know, Howlite told me that like she said something like I'm literally like the most unlikable person in the world, and honestly, couldn't argue.
I think that is toning down all of your good qualities. There are so many of them.
And not that people could see, of course. I don't know if you noticed, but no one exactly stood up for me in the moment. Kind of cements that whole thing in my mind.
Perhaps you just need to give them time. Like you need time. You just take a sip of his tea.
Oh shit, pour me some of that.
There's a cup on the table for you. There always is.
Wink. She's gonna pick it up and boost herself back up on top of the rock.
Do you think of yourself as unlikable, Varry?
I mean, yeah, I think that seems like out of the gate. Yeah, that seems pretty clear. I'm not mad about it or anything. It's just kind of, the state of things. If I were to go about thinking that I'm just just the most amicable kind of person they could find out there, I'd be lying to myself. I'd be lying to you. I like keeping things honest around here, and honestly, right now, I'm feeling like I already just beefed things up for everyone.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit. You have powers beyond your know, beyond their know as well.
Such as...
It will become clear.
Oh, okay, don't want to give me any spoilers.
If I spoil it for you, where's the fun for you, Varry?
I don't know, man. It's been loss after loss after loss for me. I need just anything right now. I'm in desperate need. I'm in desperate need of a W right now, Skwidge.
Well, you still have me.
Yeah. You know what?
And I will not be giving up on you, no matter how unlikable you see yourself.
I mean, having you around is a virtue, man, but you said there was a departure. Tell me, was it who I think it was?
I can't read your mind, Varry.
Well, why the hell not?
Because we are separate entities. I don't have powers of telepathy.
Okay. So I guess I'm never gonna get telepathy in my lifetime. Okay. Gotcha. Not like I'd want it.
Which would stand, and he would just step over. His figure exceedingly tall, maybe 7.5 feet. The cloak kind of completely encapsulating whatever form is underneath. You can just barely see his cheeks down. You can see the bridge of his nose and his chin and the pointy teeth that reside within his smile. You can see the hint of scales just along the back of his neck.
There's more room on the rock.
He'd sit.
Yeah, why don't you hop on up here, buddy? Man, people really just let carpenters convince them that chairs were ever necessary.
I think chairs are quite nice. That's why I have them here. If you prefer, I can put more rocks. Well?
If we need more places to sit, then yeah, let's add more rocks.
I can do that the next time you come. Varry.
So, you're saying that I'm not giving myself enough credit?
Yes.
That I, same person, who was absolutely adamant that, what were we talking about? That fucking bugs weren't people? Or something like that? Which was such a stupid argument that I, that same exact person, am not confident enough in myself. Is that what you're getting at?
No, I think you're plenty confident. I think you don't like yourself.
Oh, shit, man. If you were me, would you like me?
If I had someone like myself in my corner, probably a bit more than you do.
That's not a very fair question, because that's not exactly grounded in reality now, is it? Because you aren't me, I'm me.
Exactly. But, I mean, you have your own person of God. Wouldn't you call that pretty, at least interesting?
I mean, it's interesting, Skwidge, but, like, you saved me. Like, so many other people have saved me when I was in a shitty place. You got me out of it. I feel like I'm living on borrowed time here.
Then cut the hands of the borrower.
I don't know how easy that's gonna be, because I feel like one day fate's just gonna come along to just reclaim what I owe it.
Well, then fate will also have to deal with me. For the stolen time initially was my doing.
You know, I'm glad that Erevan and Rain got, the privilege to walk away from me. Get a safe distance away from the time bomb, that sort of thing.
Perhaps they will have a better vantage point to see what you will become.
Alright. Skwidge, the whole kind of reason that I feel like just a real big dirtbag about sort of where things went, I didn't really mean any of it. But now that they're gone, I can't explain it anymore. Is that selfish of me?
No.
To be like all feeling bad, not because I drove them away, but because now that they'll be thinking poorly of me forever. That feels like a narcissistic thing to feel.
I think it is perfectly understandable. You want them to think better of you, and you didn't get the chance to.
Yeah, but in the end, does that really matter?
Does it matter to you?
Well,
right now, here.
Okay. Well, shoot, Skwidge. If I were to answer you that right here, right now, I'd give an emotional response, and my emotional response is telling me, yeah, that does matter.
Then it matters.
But logically, I feel like I was doing what I had to do to prove my point to them, you see.
But should your emotional side have to suffer for your own logic?
Oh shoot, Skwidge, you've seen it. My emotional side hasn't exactly been pulling its weight.
Perhaps you need to act a bit more how you want to be seen by them.
Act more like how I want to be seen.
How do you want them to view you?
I don't know.
Highly? They view you as a good point in their lives.
Like,
You
okay.
need to do more good then.
Okay, sure. I think up to this point, my main concern was not how do I get people to view me, it's how do I get people to not view me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But then again, how well exactly has that been going? Not that well.
I think you need to become more at ease with being someone.
Alright, I may be more at ease with being someone, being me, being myself. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's not something that's easier said than done, Skwidge. I'm sorry, but right now, not in the right mindset for that. That's
I know.
where we are right now, man. Once we get further away from here, then you know what? Yeah, I'll give that some thought. But right now, with what we're doing and where we're headed, I'm gonna have to confront all that shit, hopefully for the last time.
Well then, I hope that you know who you are when you are confronting them. Because I know who you are, Varry.
Well, shoot, Skwidge, that kind of ties back into what I was saying earlier. When I'm confronting them, yeah, I'll know who I'm not am. Well, I'm not.
But will you know who you are?
Duh.
What you are not is a very long list.
Well, most importantly, I'm not fucking them. Right?
No, you're not.
Okay.
You never
Sometimes
have been, Varry.
Yeah? Like, what was that?
You never have been, Varry.
I don't know how much longer I can convince myself with that, Skwidge.
Well, if you need a reminder, I will be here.
Shoot. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm real lucky to have you here, buddy.
And I'm real lucky to have you, Varry.
Couldn't run away if you wanted to.
No,
Like all good friends.
I could not.
my captive pal. My existing in the same headspace friend. Who's also my arm.
Mm-hmm. Not many can call themselves, can say they have that.
Yeah, sure, but I'm not exactly fighting to be a unique specimen out here, Skwidge. I think kind of like my whole deal's already got that covered more than I like it to. Anyway, talking about this all, it's been nice and all, but it ain't enough. I gotta have a game plan. When I'm not here, when I'm back out there, I gotta have like something, you know, some sort of strategy. Shit, this is hard. How does people work? How does people work, Skwidge? I don't get it.
People are finicky.
Yeah.
Each one with their own individual quirk. They like what they don't. Makes them all so fascinating. I think you need to learn them before you try to figure out what to do. You should talk to that little dragon fellow you have with you.
Oh yeah. I've found exactly. Listen, Skwidge, the one thing that I can give myself credit for being good at is I can figure out almost straight away exactly how not to conduct myself around certain people. I found that out so fast with Uryte. So you know what? Maybe that's maybe that's the first steps on figuring out who I am, figuring out who I'm not, figure out how I should conduct myself around people, is figuring out how I shouldn't conduct myself around people. You know.
And figuring out how you like to conduct yourself, rather than how you don't like. Because if you find how to conduct, there are ways to alleviate how unfortunate some circumstances can be when interacting with others.
I don't know. I'm confused. Why shouldn't I just say, hey, at this point, sunken cost fallacy, why don't I just step away, find somewhere else, try again?
Do you want to continue running, Varry?
Well, fuck, Skwidge, I was trying to put it in a way that it sounded like, I'm doing like the responsible, like mature thing. You're just making it sound like I'm being a coward. I don't think I'm being a coward by doing that, Skwidge. I think I'm just trying to prevent myself from hurting anyone any further.
Would it not also be safe to assume if you did leave them, and they did proceed, and they died?
They seem pretty... You know what? Yeah, that's true. Howlite did say that with no sense of, no cautionary sense, said that they were planning on going... strolling straight up to the Sisterhood and fucking ending them. In so many words. So, yeah, maybe I should stick around just to see.
Would be the cowardly choice?
Shoot, well, it's there,
These are the things you have to weigh, Varry.
It's their decision still that's what they're after. I don't know if,
But you have valuable knowledge to them, do you not?
Yeah, but at what point, Skwidge, do I just say that this whole deal's out of my hands? That is no longer my responsibility?
That's up for you to decide.
I don't know. I think I figured out what I want people to view me as.
And what is that?
I think I have things to teach. And I think I have valuable things to teach at that. But I just don't think that I'm distinguishable at sometimes between a teacher and a bully.
I think wanting to teach is a very noble cause. I think it's very kind of you, Varry.
Well, shoot. Sure, I think in some methods it could be like a cool, noble thing to do. But back at, back where I was raised, they just made me fucking carry rocks and shit, you know? It didn't feel like a very noble thing. My old instructors, they weren't doing it out of the goodness of their heart by any means.
That does not mean that you have to follow the same path. Tell me, Varry, do you want to help people?
I mean, like, where I can?
That's all we can do sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I just need to analyze things a little bit further just to see if this is a situation where there is rescuing these chuckle fucks from their fucking death march.
Well, I think that's something you can do in the morning then.
Okay. And yeah, once I'm back on my feet, I should probably go lay things straight.
I think that is a good place to start.
Yeah, okay. 'Cause I think they don't gotta like me to listen to me.
No, they don't.
Alright, so I think I figured it out, Skwidge. Listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes and ears. So, the reason that bugs aren't people is because bugs don't worship God. Huh? Huh? See?
Alright.
Like, I was trying to figure out, like, exactly what the differentiation was, but like, on the spot, like, that's not exactly something that you're expected to have to argue for, because, like, ever since I was fucking born crawling around in the dirt, I always accepted that me being a people was different from the bugs and the worms and such. I just never thought about, like, a good way to put it in words. Like, I think just saying, you know what, bugs aren't people, and the beasts, they ain't people, because they don't have gods that they pray to and they worship. I think that's a very distinct distinction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, am I making sense to you?
You always make sense to me, Varry.
Alright, well, you don't have to lie.
I'm not lying.
How am I supposed to know that, huh?
I swear on my heart.
Alright, yeah. Sure, you're not lying, but you don't gotta just be nice to me all the time either, man.
A hand comes from out from under the cloak. Very long, spindly fingers with clearly sharp claws on the end of it, scaled. Just reaches up and caresses your face.
Aw.
Sorry.
Listen,
This is
I know
not
they're...
me being nice to you. This is just how I act to you.
Listen, man.
Would you like me to be nicer to you?
That's not... No, Skwidge. Look, I've come to a realization that sometimes, kind of like what happened with Howlite the other day, sometimes you just need to tell me to just fuck off and shut up, and that's okay.
If you'd like me to do that, I can do that.
Like, of course, when it's necessary, yeah.
If I deem it necessary, I will.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay, cool. Great. Sometimes that's like all a person really needs. just to fuck off and shut up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Ari just kind of like taps her foot and looks down at the rock. We can get more of these, I think.
As you wish.
Hey, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Okay, you know what? Awesome. That's badass. Anyway, do you think, like, is there anything more I should be doing for you, aside from, you know, just fighting in your name? Spreading the word, you know?
You coming here and talking to me regularly is more than I could ever ask of you.
Okay, look, I'm sorry I wasn't really able to do that all that much. But, you know, things can improve, things can change,
I think things are changing. And I like seeing you this often.
Very kind of is like, just has like a thinking face and is just like snapping her fingers, like, repeatedly. And then she stops and just like looks down at Skwidge, just like, I'm gonna build you a shrine. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
How kind of you.
build you a shrine out of rocks. And what else should it be? What else?
If you could find some fabric.
I could figure that out. Yeah. Because I'm thinking that, you know, if I get like a shrine, maybe that can, you know, be like a signal booster. I don't know what that is, but it's just words that came to my brain.
Perhaps it will help strengthen me still.
Perhaps, with you being stronger, you can help me guide these poor fucking wayward fools away from going and getting themselves
fighting in
killed.
my name has already strengthened me some.
Yeah, but there's more, you know, there's more. I'm good for more than just that.
I know, but I do enjoy seeing you fight.
I could build little weird little statues. You know what? Maybe with some miracle I could get bugs to start worshipping you.
Well, then you would have to call them people.
Yeah. Then at that point they've earned it, I guess.
If the bugs start worshipping, I will commend you.
How'd you feel, like, if I built a shrine and a bunch of little worms started crawling up out of the muck and forming like a little circle? Like, I know there was that fisherman who showed me that, like, you can, like, pat the ground to get the worms to come out, but at that point, if I'm doing it to, like, form, like, a faux congregation, is that really worship at that point, or is that just worms being worm things thinking about dirt?
A very good question.
How do I know what's going on in a worm's mind? If I were a worm, would I worship you? If I were a worm, would you accept my worship, Skwidge? Please.
Sorry.
This is so important. Please just tell me yes.
Shut the fuck up.
Skwidge, no, this is the wrong spot. Falls off rock.
Sorry.
How can I go on living any longer?
I would still accept your worship if you were a worm.
Oh, fuck. Sweet. Nice. Alright, you son of a bitch, I'm back in. What do we do?
You go back to your rock. And you shut the fuck up.
Okay. Crawls under rock like a fucking dejected dog.
Like a sad Patrick.
Like a worm. Welcome back to the morning. How about we go to Uryte and Celsus, who are staying together?
Damn it, I hate this place. It's too muggy and humid. You awake yet, Celsus?
Yes, I am.
Good, I was getting bored. Did y'all figure anything out? I assume she's had a lot more time to sift through stuff than you.
Well, there's a few basic bits. Short answer is, Varry is back. She'll be fine.
Oh, thank goodness.
There don't seem to be any lasting side effects.
We don't have to worry about her becoming part of a hive mind or something like that that might stab us in the
It doesn't
back.
seem like it.
Bee mind? Could it be a bee mind?
Interestingly enough, it does seem, my educated guess, is that it is a sickness of the mind, as other mammals don't seem to get affected.
That's weird. So is it really bees or is it wasps? Or did she know?
It seems to be bees.
Are bees inherently like got a hive mind thing going on, or like some sort of like communication? I thought they did that by pheromone.
It's a good question.
Actually, wait.
Let's see, what else is there? Oh, the honey is inedible, so don't try and eat it.
Why would I? Damn it! Now you're making me want to try to eat it, but that's a horrible idea.
If you saw the honey of the people in our group, you are the most likely and think, what would happen if I ate it?
I mean, if it can make this kind of, this whole situation a little better.
I know that you also would have likely asked someone if it had been tried before, and I'm simply telling you before you have to ask.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, and how it started was there was one hive with the infection that they tried to quarantine, and something went wrong, and it spread.
You know what would be kind of funny? If this is another one of those, like, weird situations, similar to the mines that we were back in and everything, and it's like some weird cursed or magical artifact controlling the queen. That's where all the weird stuff came from,
I wouldn't really consider that funny, but
It'd be a funny coincidence, I think.
sure.
I mean,
The odds would be low that we would run into that twice in a row.
if Erevan were here, I could just ask him to see if he senses any undead nearby. That would have solved that question easily. Man, I'm gonna miss him.
I won't. He's going on his way.
True.
I see no need to miss someone who chose to leave.
It's an emotional thing. You'll understand it one day.
I'm going to choose to not take that as a threat.
A threat? You know what? Just for that, Celsus, I'm gonna make you miss me when I'm gone. No magic needed. I'll worm my way into your heart. Or not.
All right.
I guess. Hey, you wanna go check on Miss Lizard, see if she's doing good?
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
I figure Howlite will come jumping in whenever she's feeling up to it. Feel like she's probably doing some sort of alchemical research still, which is a good idea. Maybe she'll figure out like a little concoction that we can use to help mitigate this.
Maybe.
Part of me really wants to wake them up, but at the same time, probably really needs her rest.
Yes, it's more likely to be better just left.
This also makes me kind of wonder if this is like something where she's going to have the munchies afterwards, or like a lack of appetite. Should I go try to find her like a live mouse or something?
If you find it necessary.
Yeah, you're right. Rations are probably good enough.
Yes, they likely are.
Plus, I highly doubt any of these people would have like a live mouse that they'd be willing to sell or whatever for a breakfast.
I agree.
And again, she did say she was a nature lady.
That's true, I suppose.
Yo, morning, Miss Sarah. How's everything looking? Need any help?
Everything seems fine. It's kind of just a matter of time at this point.
Hey, fair. Anything that could be done to help a little or whatnot? I'm mainly here just waiting to see if she wakes up.
It really depends on when she wakes up.
Well, unless there's anything I can help with, I will just sit in the corner out of the way.
Sitting in the corner is probably your best bet. No offense.
None taken. I may be a magic man, music man, healer guy, a jack of all trades, if you will, but kind of more in the way than anything most of the times. I'm kind of short.
That you are. Ugh.
You know, while I'm sitting here, also comfy box yet again. Dumb question.
Yeah?
Y'all don't deal in curses at all, do you? Or you don't know of any people here that are like cursey people?
Not really.
Maybe hexes. Good to know. I constantly am trying to find stuff like that for study.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you. There he just sits on the box again, just kind of kicking his legs and whistling.
She'd look at you like, what the fuck?
Little tiny toddler boy.
What, you've never seen a pygmy dragonborn before?
No?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
What?
What?
How is it, fucked up?
Oh, well, you see, I'm vastly undersized, and I can't even, see, nothing. No breath weapon. Like my breath sack's all scrunchied, and, yeah.
Interesting.
I assume that it might be a curse placed upon my family line. Or just me. Unsure, really.
That'd be a shame.
Especially since I don't know my parents.
Yeah.
Enough about me. I will sit in the corner here I'll just play some soothing music.
Uryte.
Oh, it went off to a tree.
I most certainly did. I'm off in my own little spot in the world, enjoying my isolation.
Yeah. Is there anything you do during the night?
Apart from gathering, replacement regions where I can find them and, continuing to puzzle away at the substance that was drizzling out of those guys' mouths, I'm, just gonna try and get a good night's sleep, honestly, Things aren't too
Alright.
tense.
Yeah. Yeah. Morning comes. It reaches you easily.
Well, considering everyone else has been walking around and doing stuff, I think I'm gonna spend the most of the morning out a ways away from people so I can test more, potentially dangerous alchemical experiments on this thing. I don't want to blow up anyone's tent.
Understandable.
But yeah, I'll probably just, set up somewhere in, a clearing or a field or that sort of thing. Get out my alchemical supplies, start a small fire, and start taking a look at this spittle. Seeing what makes it tick.
Alright. Being out in the clearing, you feel a little more free to do things, and something in specific is, actually, let me ask, would you test if it burns well?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I assumed as much, just because, basic science.
Mhm.
This thing burns like a crystallized sugar.
Oh, interesting. Does it leave behind a molassesy substance after it's burned?
Yeah, a very pitch black, incredibly sticky.
Okay. So, is it safe to assume that they're drooling honey?
Or at least a honey-like substance.
Yeah, okay. It's not 100% honey, but it certainly seems to be acting honey-like.
Yeah, the sugar is the biggest thing. It burns, and it smells like... You know how burnt sugar smells,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Awful.
I like the smell, but...
Oh, it's so bitter.
Yeah. Of course I like it.
Yeah, of course you like it.
So basically, from this, I can ascertain that it's got an abnormally high, glycerin content.
Yeah.
Sorry, glucose content, not glycerin.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say glycerin.
Sorry, I messed up my chemical terms. That's a very important distinction.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Can I do the worm thing? Find a worm and test it on a worm?
You want to test it on a worm?
Yeah.
Alright. So much worm this episode. Yeah, it's easy enough to find a worm.
Cool.
And you're going to...
I want to see, first of all, whether or not the worm, like, reacts at all to it.
Just, like, by placing the worm in...
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
It does not seem to have a reaction.
Okay. I will wait for a little while observing it.
Yeah, it just kind of wiggles around in the honey. You can wait, like, 15,
Yeah, I want to
20
see if
minutes.
it goes to sleep.
Does not seem to go to sleep.
Interesting, okay. Not sure if that confirms or denies anything, but it was fun.
It was fun, she says.
What, do
Sticking
you
a
have
worm
a
in
problem with my
mind-control
scientific method, Cat?
I have a problem with the amount of worms in this
The
episode.
only reason I did that was because of Varry's worm, like, rain dance earlier.
Yep.
Oh,
Fun for the whole family.
I'm pretty sure I have some acid on me. I could test and see if, like, any of the... Like, if it is honey, it would have a naturally high, like, for lack of a better term, immune system. I don't know how to properly describe that, but,
Yeah.
I'm curious if what it would do to a vial of acid. I'm fairly certain I have.
You just roll me a d20.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so the oobleck ooze does start to eat through the honey slowly. It's very slow. It's like a very gentle dissolving.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point it stops because you know how acids are. Once there have been enough for reaction and no longer acids, it's
Yeah, it's saturated, if you will.
yeah. And once it is saturated, it kind of starts to like it heats up a little bit and it starts to give off this
Oh,
gray bluish gas.
that's a chemical reaction if I've ever seen one. Okay. Is this the same gas that was, like, expelled from my blood earlier?
It's a similar color.
I'm gonna capture it in my little gas files if I can.
Sure, can you just roll me dex
Yeah, I can
just
do
to see how
that.
much you get? Good most of it, but some of it escapes and you have a good chunk.
Okay. So does that mean my oobleck ooze is now inert?
As the reaction subsides, the ooze is seems to have been completely consumed and turned into basically pure carbon.
Wow. It's just carbon now? That's nuts. Okay. I, Tali, don't know chemistry stuff, so I find this fascinating. So, I guess I'll keep the carbon just in case that develops any further. And taking the vial of the blue gas is I really want to see the reactions that these guys would have to smoke, because, you know, bees smoke. Theoretically, there's a possibility that I could calm them down with smoke. So that fire that I lit earlier, I'm going to also capture some smoke from that fire, and I would like to try and introduce the fire smoke to the honey in a, like, enclosed environment.
Alright, easy enough. And you're looking for like some sort of reaction.
Yeah.
How long are you willing to wait?
Pretty much all morning.
Alright. It doesn't seem to have a reaction to it. At least the honey itself.
Okay.
You now have some smoked honey.
Yo, that's some tasty stuff if I could actually eat that.
You could try to eat it.
No, stop. Stop voice in my head. Stop that. Well, I mean, if it worked, it wouldn't make me go crazy, I guess. Science! Guys, what do you think?
You really want to try that when there's no one to observe the science?
Yeah,
though?
well, if I pass out in the middle, I know what happened. Just a small bit. What's the worst?
But if you pass up and wake up somewhere else because you went somewhere, you won't.
What's the worst that could happen?
The worst that could happen is probably instant death, but I highly doubt that would happen.
Yeah, fair.
I'm not that mean.
Yes, you are.
Also,
I don't like instant death
Okay, fair,
mechanics.
fair. I don't think anyone likes those.
shifty eyes. What was I gonna say? In the event of, going off somewhere, all she has to do is tie herself to a tree first.
You're right.
And probably head into town to meet up with everyone else. Or, I
All
say
right.
town, camp.
Howlite, you were walking back to town. There's this random woman kind of standing near the front talking to the guards once again.
What do you mean I can't get inside? They are, they've got long red hair, medium size, big tits. Anyway.
Wow, I never thought I'd hear Mike say that.
Yeah, that's why I'm joking.
They have a rapier on their side. They're wearing like a travel cloak. They've got a weird tiara on their head.
Okay.
They've got a small bag. They've got a lyre on their other hip from their rapier on top of that bag. And they're wearing looks like leather armor underneath their cloak.
How I will slow as they approach, just out of curiosity, just to kind of hear what's being discussed.
What do you mean I can't get in?
The guard is just deadpan looking at her. We're under quarantine. There's an issue with the bees.
How do you have an issue with bees?
They're mind control bees, ma'am.
Just kill whatever mind controlling the bees.
Yeah, alright, if you'll just be on your way.
That is such an aggressive thing to say.
Look, I just need to buy more rations as I'm traveling between town to town.
Unless you have a covering, we can't really welcome you at the moment.
I'd like to imagine that Howlite starts walking by the guard at this point with the covering.
Like that? As I point at
yes.
Howlite. Alright, and you see her touch her tiara, wiggle it a bit, and she's now wearing the exact same clothes as Howlite.
What the fuck? Howlite turns.
Will this work?
Yes, I suppose so.
Eyes under the flat of their hat, just looks at her, just like. I don't suppose you can change that just a bit. I don't want other people thinking that you're me.
You see them wiggle it again, and they're now a different shade.
That's sufficient. Thank you.
Out of disguise lets you change your appearance at will. As they just
Seems
walk
rather
in.
handy. Good morning, everyone. How's Varry doing?
He seems okay. He'll probably wake up pretty soon.
I've managed to find some information on the liquid that they were secreting. I don't know if there's a register or a spot in which it would be recommended to record such information, but it seems to, well, unless I'm mistaken, it seems to be honey.
Yeah, we've kind of guessed at that. We haven't really been able to get a solid sample.
It seems to burn the same and crystallize the same way as molasses would. It's not exactly honey, but it is very similar. So, as to why it's mind-controlling, I'm still working on, but I believe knowing the origin is at least a good start.
That's really good. You should probably keep a log of that with Celsus. He's got all of my what all I know.
Oh? Is that true, Celsus?
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
He flips through his book a bit more, and then says, I'll note down what you said.
I'm going to keep trying to study it further, but Those are my findings for the day. Do you believe that Varry will awaken sometime soon?
Yeah, probably.
Alright.
Yeah, you'll see kind of like her like eyelids kind of like flicker for a second, and she's just kind of like very, as like a grimace kind of like spreads across her face for a minute as she like stretches her head to the side, and her like eyes open slowly, just kind of looking confused for a minute.
You see the blank expression of Howlite and the blank expression of Celsus and the non-expression of Sarah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did Mikey's character follow you here or not?
That's a good question. I don't know. I left her. She's in the town.
Hey, you guys.
Welcome back.
Hello.
I feel like shit right now.
Have you realized the lack of invulnerability that you possess?
Put a sock in it. Who else is there? I can't really move my head right now. I'm pretty weak. Alright, Howlite.
You okay, Varry?
No.
Leftovers from the mind control?
Howlite, can you come here? Come closer. I can't talk too loud right now.
Yes, what is it?
Do you worship a god?
None have particularly found my interest, so no.
You're a bug. Varry's gonna fall back asleep. This time with a smile on her face.
I don't know what I expected.
Kind of look left, look right. Is she always like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry, she's not delusional because of
That's
it.
the
She's
least
just
worrying
delusional
thing
normally.
I've seen from her all day. So I would say that's a good sign. Although I hardly see what non-worship has to do with insects.
It probably makes perfect sense in her mind.
So, have you managed to figure anything out while I was away?
Well, we were going to discuss some things with Varry when she was awake, but apparently the religious practices of bugs are more important to her.
Fuck you, Celsus. I'm gonna turn you into a worm. You'll see.
Did she not wake up or something?
No, she
She
did.
seems to be having a religious awakening.
Huh.
Or descent. Not quite sure which.
And what did she say?
She compared me to a bug.
Oh, okay. Fire, wake up, you flea.
Yeah, her eyes will like shoot open at this, like, ow, what the fuck? Who said that?
Is there what?
Who said that?
You are.
Someone talking shit about me?
Oh, here we go.
Sarah would just gently,
Oh,
put a hand
yep,
to Varry's chest.
Okay.
Rest.
Okay, yeah,
Please.
that was, ow.
Your makeup looks beautiful, sunshine.
I don't wear any.
A natural
Are you
face,
sure
though?
about that?
Fuck are they talking about, dude? Yo, I bet they all just went and got high without me. Talking bunch of bullshit over there. Don't want to take up one of your beds for too much longer, you know. Should probably consider standing up at some point.
Oh, you're okay. I, don't mind.
Doc, you went above and beyond on, well, my expectations for like, yeah, no. Most situations when I'm in a bad spot, I'm impressed, honestly, that you didn't just kick me out of the street and make me someone else's problem.
Well, who else's problem would you be?
I don't know, did like carts come through here?
No?
Throw me on the back of a horse? Make it run off? I don't know.
Why would we do that?
Well, the point is you didn't do that, and I thank you for that.
You're welcome?
So how long was I gone for?
Just overnight.
Overnight, okay. That about checks out. Well, I'm glad to see all my quote-unquote friends are here. Well, at least most of them. Do they just not want to talk to me or something? What's going on?
I don't know.
Did I, like, say some, like, fucked up shit?
Something about worms?
They're used to that by now. No, did I say, like, anything weird while I was, like...
I
No,
don't know what
bee-raging.
your level of weird is.
Yeah, well, I should probably ask them about that. You know what? You've been enough help. Just don't worry about it.
Okay.
Beep beep. Alright, well, if you're not gonna wake up, Skwidge, I'm just gonna send you back to Armland.
Squidge. Actually, make me a perception check.
Sure thing.
Yeah, you notice this. Squidge, like, peeks one eye open and then closes it again.
Alright, I'll take that as affirmation. Do the thing where it just waves one hand over her arm, and the bracer will come back and Squidge will go away.
Bye-bye, Squidge.
Bye, Squidge.
Bye,
Hi,
Squid.
Squid.
No, she's free.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm glad you still remember how to walk, Varry. Howlite sitting on the ground, legs crossed, writing in their notebook.
Celsus reading book.
I'd offer you a mirror so you can check your makeup, but I don't have one.
What are you saying? I don't...
Howlite will reach into their bag and pull out their hand mirror. Just flip it around while still writing with the other hand, not looking up.
Like a cat that doesn't recognize itself in a reflection. Varry's just going to, like, jump back for a second, like, well, what the... Oh, I see. You're trying to trick me. Okay.
Get pranked, bitch.
Yeah, I know. Uryte, I'm familiar with your illusion trickery.
Oh, that's not an illusion.
Bullshit.
Yeah, rub your face. It looks even more beautiful. You're not allergic to charcoal, are you?
She's just gonna, like, just shake her head and smile, like, nope.
Okay, good. I don't have to worry about that. That's charcoal.
I'm not mad at you, Uryte, but you have no clue what you just started.
Oh, I guess you're gonna sneak into my room in the middle of the night, and you're gonna stab me.
That would make a third of us. Very nice.
No, I feel like she's gonna go different on the prank war.
I'm gonna fucking
We're starting
throw
here.
you. I swear to God. When you least
He's
expect
rather
it.
light. It wouldn't be hard.
Mark my words, it's gonna happen. You just don't know when.
I would threaten with throwing you, but I got weak little noodle arms.
They're made of scale, not noodle.
It's an expression.
Strange. Does it mean your arms are edible?
No, it means that you have like. It means that you're effectively weak, can't carry much, pick up like heavy objects, etc.
Yeah.
Noodle legs is another one, which it's like, you're kind of knees weak, can't really carry yourself because it's how to really describe it.
If you're standing on unsteady legs, they look kind of wibbly wobbly.
Like you got noodles for legs.
I see, like a cooked noodle. You should
Yeah,
say
pretty much.
cooked noodle then.
But that's not the expression.
Well, then the expression's wrong.
Most expressions aren't literal.
Why do they exist if they do not delegate what they're supposed to? That is very strange.
Right? Mortals are interesting.
I would have to agree. Although, saying that almost supposes the idea that oneself is not mortal.
Yeah, you should really watch yourself, Uryte. Why mortals may be interesting, immortals can be quite scary to us mortals, so...
Especially if mortals don't think that we're mortals.
Yeah. People could take that the wrong way.
Could start a cult.
Maybe not that.
I've seen
And that
it
would be kind of
before.
interesting.
Have you never...
A cult started around you?
Not around Uryte, around a being deemed as immortal, which wasn't.
Well, if you met somebody,
That's how most
if you met somebody who
Cults.
didn't age and never had to worry about dying of elderliness, wouldn't you go to them for all your inquiries when it comes to the comes to like wisdom and knowing
True,
things?
but I think it just came from the idea that the people had never seen a stone giant before. They They just assumed big man, big power.
Big man, big power. Honestly, if someone came to me and was like, hey, check this out, and like lifted an entire like carriage, horses included, I'd be like, alright, yeah, I want to be your friend. Because
Is
if
that
someone
what
comes up to
cults
you,
are? Extended friendship.
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I'm not gonna correct it. Also, I know at least one person that could lift a wagon and a horse.
One of your wives.
No! That was my husband!
Beyond the thing. Uryte, you're talking to your head, the voices in your head again.
Shut up, Erebon!
Idiot, how often does one have to get married to get bored of the whole ordeal?
Let's see, I was on... Flips their book. I was on number 4.
I just find the whole procedure very curious.
Oh, I do too!
Ceremonies
Originally, I
are
wasn't
very
gonna.
interesting. I understand the want for such a festivity. I am quite curious though. How do you... what's the right way to put it? I suppose literature has described it much akin to feeling a bond deeply to someone else. How does that happen?
Time, patience, and woman saying, or man, saying that they would like to spend their shorter lifespan with you. No, that's just me.
It could apply to me. I'm not quite sure how long Genasi live.
Good question. That's a question for the learned man over here.
Well, I was going to ask the ones in town once the bee problem was dealt with. I figured they might know more than I. But apparently my people are more common than I had once thought. At the very least, they're not unheard of.
But...
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't fully understand it myself. It's just one of those things. I had to get talked into it by, my first one, and that was a fun time, and then, I just kind of kept it.
You kept the first person?
No, I mean, not technically, but not really. I mean, I kept the ritual thing of, getting married and having wives or husbands.
It's incredible to me
Alright.
that you went through an entire marriage and decided that it was for you somehow by the end of it.
When you find something you like or someone you like,
You want to stick around it, I suppose?
yep.
I suppose I can understand that.
It also kind of helps with the bleakness of living longer than most people.
Whatever's bleak about that. You have so much more life to experience.
Yeah, but you have to watch everyone you care about slowly wither away and die.
You have to watch that anyway. It's just sometimes people outspeed others.
Speaking of withering away and dying, before I got to interject, the conversation moved on.
Eh,
Ganasai live for about 120 years, something around there.
yeah, a little longer than humans.
How do you know this, Celsus?
I have a lot of knowledge.
You'll see this man, he looks like a guy that lives in a library.
Did you not know what I was until recently?
I didn't assume what you were. I did make the connection of you looking similar.
Strange. Alright, well thank you. The insight is valuable.
So I guess I'll bite the bullet and ask the question. What happened to you guys?
You tried to kill us.
True. You also said there was a voice in your head.
Alright,
I'm very
let's...
aggressive about it, especially towards Erebon.
Erebon, right?
Speaking of, how are you feeling? Headache? Any migraine? Tongue numb? Any side effects? I know they said no side effects, but maybe there's something we're missing.
Do you have a craving for honey?
Do you feel like you're gonna sting somebody?
Do you feel yourself on the same level as worms?
How's your light sensitivity?
Is it possible that you're developing wings?
That would be interesting if you actually did get bee wings.
Snakes with wings.